So you got your 21-day fix in the mail, so how do you get started right? Okay, in this video I'm going to go through all the things you should have received in your package and give you a couple tips on how I got started with the plan. First, you want to find the start here, and when you open that up, basically in the middle where the purple is, it has a calendar. It tells you what workouts to do on which days. It goes Monday through Sunday, but if you're starting on a different day of the week, you can just cross off those days and make it whatever day is your day 1 through day 7, okay? There's also at the bottom a doubles option. Now I did do that option in my final week on the 21-day fix. It's not easy, but if you're ready for it, it can really help you just get better results out of the program. It also gives you a little breakdown of each workout and what it's like. And over here it says, what do you need for the workouts? Basically what I use for the workouts, I have a yoga mat, which I found was very helpful. But you don't need a yoga mat if you're working out on a soft surface like carpeting. You can get away without it. And I used dumbbells. In my particular instance, I used 5 to 8 pound dumbbells in the beginning, and really throughout the whole program I used those 2 sets of dumbbells for most of it. Towards the end, I upped it a little bit. I was feeling a little bit stronger, so I was using some 10 and 12 pound dumbbells for some of the workouts. But you should be able to get by with 3, 5s, and 8s for sure. And if you're just starting out, you may want even smaller ones, so just keep that in mind. There's also a 3-day quick fix in the program, and this is designed to go at the end of your program. So I did it not the last 3 days, but Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, because Sunday is kind of tough for me, so that Sunday was my last day. So I did it towards the end though. But basically it shows you female and male how you should eat that week, and basically it's a lot of just protein and steamed veggies. There is some carbs as far as steamed yams and steel cut oatmeal, and 4 times a day. There's 6 meals, but 4 of the meals you're supposed to have a teaspoon of extra virgin coconut oil, and you're supposed to melt the coconut oil and drink it. So you're not supposed to have it with your meal. I'm not sure why, but that's what it says to do in here, so that's what I did. You'll find the eating plan. This is the part that you're going to be using a lot. So as you go through the program, the first thing you want to do is figure out your calorie level. That is on page 4. So basically you put in your current weight and you do a couple calculations, and then that's your target calorie target. It's on page 19. When you figure out your calorie level, if what you figure out comes to less than 1,200 calories, just round it up to 1,200. You're not going to go below 1,200 with this plan. But it has 1,200 to 1,499 in one column, 1,500 to 1,799 in the second column, 1,800 to 2,099 in the third column, and 2,100 to 2,300 in the last column. So I was in the 1,200 to 1,499 category. So these were the number of containers that I got. So for green, I got 3. Green is vegetables. Purple is fruit. I got 2. Red is protein. I got 4. Yellow is carbohydrates. I got 2. Blue is like things like cheeses and hummus, things like that. Got 1 of those. Orange are things like dressings. I got 1 of those. And seeds, I think, were in the orange too. And then teaspoons, and obviously teaspoon you just use from your kitchen, and I got 2 of those. What I started doing towards the end of the program was I had this little dry erase board on my refrigerator, and I put each color how much I could have per day, and then I kind of ticked them off as I was having them. So you can see this yellow, I'm supposed to have 2, and I have 2 ticked off there. I would put a line and put the total of 2, so that would let me know that's it for the day, no more. So back to the food guide. you'll see starting on page 25, it gives you each color container and what you can put in each of those color containers. Now, I see a lot of people on the 21 Day Fix page on Facebook saying, where does this fit and where does that fit? If it's not on these pages, don't eat it for the 21 days, okay? There are some ways you can add treats. We'll get to that in a little bit. So you go through each container, purple, red, and you can see each one what you can have in each of those containers, okay? So what I did was I scanned those pages in and I created this that I then laminated. I just have like 8 by 10 or 8 by 11 laminate sheets and I just put them over it and I kind of taped them together. So I put this on my fridge so that I could see, you know, as I'm eating where I should put that, what container I should measure that with. Okay? There's also on page 37 free foods, things like water, lemon, limes, vinegars, mustards, herbs, spices, things like that. There are some free things that you can have. There's seasoning mixes too. And then replacement food container groups. The beverages, you have your Shakeology cup that came with it. One thing that I did with this was I like to have almond milk, unsweetened almond milk in my Shakeology. So I like to have 8 ounces of it with it. So I marked off with a piece of masking tape and a Sharpie. I just put where that 8 ounce mark was because these numbers are really hard to see. 3 times a week you can replace one of your yellow container portions with these beverages. For unsweetened almond milk, it was 16 fluid ounces. I only use 8, so I figured if I could use 16 ounces 3 times a week, I could use 8 ounces 6 times a week, and I would still only replace 3 yellow containers with that per week. But I could have that Shakeology 6 times a week as long as I didn't go over the amount, okay? There is a page for treats on page 39, and one of the things that I did was at the beginning of the program, I figured there's probably going to come a time when I want a treat, so I bought some chocolate-covered raisins, and it says, you know, you can put it in a orange container, but you're going to replace a yellow container with that orange container. It's just the orange container is really small, so that's how many chocolate-covered raisins I could have. There are other treats, if you're not into raisins, that you can replace things with, but you only want to do that a few times a week, okay? There are some recipes, and there's some good ones. I use these. The seasoning mixes. There are 3 seasoning mixes in here, an all-purpose, a smoky southwestern, and a Mediterranean. I made all 3 ahead of time, and I put them in little Rubbermaid containers. You can use baby food jars or old seasoning containers if you have them. My 2 favorite were the all-purpose and the smoky southwestern. I wasn't too big on the Mediterranean seasoning, but those made ahead of time really helped things out and made some things taste delicious. And then here are some container recipes. I made this mixed veggie stir fry on page 44, and I multiplied it by 4, so I made 4 servings of this. And then on page 49, there's baked chicken breast. I did the same thing with that. I multiplied it by 4, I made 4 servings of it. And one other thing, the quinoa, I also, well actually that one makes 4 servings, so I didn't have to multiply that. So basically, I had a meal with the mixed veggies or the stir-fried veggies, the baked chicken, and the quinoa, and I used the all-purpose seasoning on all of those. And I made 4 servings. I ate one that night, and then I put one in the refrigerator for the next day, and then I froze 2. So that helped me get ready for that. There are many other recipes in there that you can use. I also use some of my own recipes and some of the things I normally eat. So one of the things I did was, and I'm going to put this on my blog, download for the PDF for this. It's simply an Excel spreadsheet, not very fancy or anything, just breakfast, lunch, dinner, snack, and total, and then I put an area where I could write down the food, and then at the top I wrote 3G, 2P, 4R, for the colors, and then as I was having those meals, I would put in how many of each one. And this was actually my plan for the week. This was not the actual. For the actual, what I did was I printed off on the Team Beachbody website. You can find this under fitness, the fitness tab, and they're under workout sheets. I'll put a link to it below so that you can find it. But this is that, and then what I started doing towards the end of the week was writing actually what I had over here and then ticking off over here. So I tried to keep to my plan, but sometimes I didn't stick to the plan, so I wrote my actual on this, and then this was my plan. So I will provide you links with those, and you have your workouts in this sleeve. These are all the workouts in the 7 days that we talked about before. And then if you bought your program from a coach, you also got the Plyo Fix. So that one you can substitute in for the cardio fix, but I actually did this when I was doing the doubles. That's the first time I tried it. Pretty good workout, but it's a little hard on the knees, so if that's an issue for you, you don't want to do the Plyo Fix, even though there is somebody on the side doing the whole thing low impact, so it's really not a plyo workout, it's just another cardio workout. So I think that's about it with my tips for getting started. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments below. Thanks.